Mel Boldt and Associates had a major impact on the industrial design world. Its designers had roles in creating the look of the first color TV sets, the first wireless TV remote controls, the first subscription television system, and some of the earliest versions of on-screen VCR control menus. Their eyeglass frames were the height of 1970s fashion, competing with top designers like Halston. Designer Jay Tynan's vision for a 19-inch color TV for Zenith became the top-selling model, regularly seen in hotels and stadiums in the late 70s and early 80s.
Well, it was really exciting and gratifying. I remember the first time I saw it in a store, it just blew me away. It was one of the first big things I had done.
One colorful, portable TV set designed by Bill Kasnovsky in the 70s was so popular it earned a patent and was spotted sitting on the top of the refrigerator in the kitchen of former President Lyndon B. Johnson's Texas ranch house.
It was for the younger generation to carry these little black and white portable 19-inch TV that you could carry about anywhere you wanted to go. I still like the design. I've got an example on my credenza, and I'm sort of proud of it because it was my design.
All these products came through a system at Mel Boldt and Associates that started with a brainstorm of quick sketches. The sketches were transformed into renderings so precise they looked like photographs. Then the images were broken down into parts by draftspeople who created the engineering drawings. The Mulhauser Model Shop, which Mel Boldt eventually acquired, used those engineering drawings to create full-size prototypes so clients could see what their products would look like on the shelf.
The managers up front would come in the back and review the work that had been done for the day. You hang up all your renderings, and some of them were real big and some of them were smaller because they were perspectives. That's the joke I like to say, but it was true. If there were cigarette butts ground into the floor in the morning, you came in, you knew there might be some advice that might be directed your way. But I didn't see any cigarette butts with some of these designs.
There were few women working as industrial designers back when Mel Boldt started his firm, as was true of most industries in an era where it was still illegal in many states for married women to hold jobs. And yet women played an integral role at Mel Boldt and Associates from the beginning. When Mel Boldt left Jack Morgan's company to start his own, draftsperson Margaret Macaulay and Osako Takasagawa went with him. Osako Takasagawa, a 1947 School of the Art Institute of Chicago graduate, took on the role of office manager. Former MBA designer Bob Huff described her as Mel Boldt's strong right arm in keeping everybody from clamoring for him. Designer Alice Jandrzec recalls that when she began working at MBA in 1984, she was one of 3 women designers at the firm.
I never really felt part of a minority or that I was treated differently or poorly in any way at all. I just kind of viewed it as we're all designers and we're all learning from each other.
The women looked at things a little differently than we did. Someone was like, oh yeah, that's obvious. We should have thought of that.
The 1980s brought major changes to the industry and the firm. Mel Boldt died in 1981 after battling cancer for several years. He died just before a combination of global trade, outsourcing, and the computer revolution transformed the industry. Mel Boldt and Associates continued its work under the leadership of its vice presidents and Mel Boldt's son, Mel Boldt Jr., and other family members until 1989. Designers learned to embrace the computer revolution at Mel Boldt and Associates.
You were able to take design to a level that no industrial designers could take it before without being an engineer, because you could literally look on the inside of that television while you were designing the outside to make sure the clearance to the whatever PC board you were trying to clear to. I mean, it was just an incredibly powerful tool.
The skills designers learned at Mel Boldt and Associates set them up for success in their later careers.
Forcing myself to find some detail or some design element that was different than the one I did the day before or the year before or 2 years before that is really what made me good at what I did, because everything was easy after that. When I had my own business or I worked for Bell and Howell briefly after Mel Boldt's, they would say, well, what can you do with this? And I could find 50 different ways to make that thing look different because of what I did and what I learned at Mel Boldt.
Over the next 30 years, the second and third generations of the Mel Boldt family quietly developed electronic products and systems as product managers across a variety of fields for a number of great companies. These included Rockwell, TDK, Fairchild, Belkin, Intellidy, and Cobham Space Defense. As subsequent generations built expertise, they moved closer to the dream of continuing the family legacy. And now, the new Mel Boldt and Associates is here, offering product design that includes both hardware and software development, and reuniting MBA designers and Boldt family members to reimagine Mel Boldt's vision for a new era.